Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Mind your business. Only on Money FM 89.3.
That's right. It's Mind Your Business, and I'm Ahmad Akhtar. Now, in a world where AI is no longer a future concept, but a present reality, the biggest question facing business leaders isn't if they should adopt AI, but how. How do you move beyond the buzzwords and start building real AI-driven transformation? How do you go from dabbling in tools to leading your organization through a true AI evolution? Well, our guest today has launched a venture aimed at answering exactly those questions. Parry Singh is the founder and chief AI whisperer at ClayboxAI, a new transformation and advisory firm designed to help business leaders not just understand AI, but speak its language, embed it deeply, and unlock its full potential across their companies. They've also recently launched their flagship ClayboxAI Fluency Bootcamp, a first in the region, which entails a hands-on, jargon-free experience tailored for senior decision makers, offering foundational AI understanding. So to find out more about fluency in AI, let's welcome Parry on the show. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and good morning, and thanks for having me here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on to talk about this brand new venture of yours. First and foremost, the thing that stood out for me was the name that you've come up with, ClayboxAI. Could you take me through the process of how that came about?
Yeah, you know, if you look at what is AI is essentially a tool that can be molded based on your business objectives and based on what you would want to achieve. It depends on what the priorities for your company are, what are your leadership objectives and priorities, and you want something that's moldable, that's shapeable. Yeah. And what else moldable and shapeable but clay? So we thought, hey, why not? And the funny thing was, you know, if you try to get a domain name these days, which has any regular word with .ai or AI.com, it's not available. Yeah. And guess what? When I checked, Claybox.ai was available and ClayboxAI.com was available. So I said, wow, this is fortuitous. I've got to have this domain name. And so the word fits and the domain was available.
Yeah, that's an incredible story. We love origin stories on The Breakfast Show. So you've launched this service it's not even been a month now, but I'm sure it was in the works in terms of planning for some years. What gap in the AI space were you trying to fill when you created a ClayboxAI?
Yeah, so you know, if you look at the discipline of artificial intelligence, that's not new. Yeah. It's been there for many years. Sure. But what happened was it really burst into the mainstream on November 2022. Because ChatGPT was made available to public. That's right. So now all of a sudden a technology that has existed for several decades is mainstreamed. Now leaders and companies are feeling a lot of pressure to really get up to speed with this technology, use it as an individual and use it for their respective companies. So it's all happening very fast. November 22 was just less than 3 years away. So there's a big gap between people's desire to implement AI and their capability to implement it. I'll just share some data with you.
Of course.
71% of leaders believe that AI will significantly change their businesses. But only 25% think they know how AI works. And it gets worse. Only 13% believe they know how to implement it at scale. Right. So belief is high, readiness is low. So what we want to do is turn this belief into fluency and turn this fluency into action.
Yeah, that's fantastic. How do you envision ClayboxAI changing the way people interact with or deploy AI in their daily work? Perhaps talk a little bit about the tech that underlies your product.
Yeah. So it's a three-step process. Yeah. Firstly, you have to demystify AI. Yeah. People think it's a black box. There's some kind of a magic happening underneath. The fact is AI is nothing but math. It's numbers. So we really want to demystify it. And we do it in a very no-code, non-geeky manner to make people understand what really is AI at a conceptual level. That's number one. Number two is we'll help them understand how to really implement AI in your companies and how to use it. What kind of tools are useful for you? What kind of tools are useful for your company? What are companies globally doing to implement AI into their business objectives? So that's number two. Number three, very important, is responsible AI. It's a tool, but it's a very powerful tool. And you have to make sure that you implement it responsibly. And there are a few pillars that we deep dive in. One is fairness. AI has to be fair. It has to be accountable. It has to be explainable. So demystify, understand how it's used in your companies, and do it responsibly. So these are the three really big modules that we focus on when we do our boot camps.
Yeah, fair enough. I know you're only sort of early on in the venture, nigh on a few weeks, but can you walk us through a real-world use case where ClayboxAI has either helped thus far solve a business or creative challenge or is planning to do so?
Yeah, so we've implemented it in our own company. Claybox is a part of an ecosystem group. Within our own company itself, we are using AI in various ways. If you go to our website, claybox.ai, we have something called a Claybot, which is actually an AI-based chatbot. It will help you answer all the questions about not just Claybox, but also about AI. So that's a great idea of implementation for our own company because, we are drinking our own Kool-Aid. And, of course, getting people to understand what is AI using Claybot, which is our AI buddy.
How does Claybot differ from the likes of ChatGPT, for instance?
Claybot differs because what we do is, we give them way more deep dive into how do you demystify, use AI into your own organization. So we have a very customized script. Of course, we use an LLM. We use, at the back of it is a big LLM like maybe a ChatGPT, but it's more customized, it's more bespoke for the needs of people who are corporate leaders and who want to understand AI and use AI either in their individual life or for their companies.
Yeah, speaking of which, ClayboxAI offers a strategic path forward, starting with its flagship ClayboxAI Fluency Bootcamp, which is a first in the region. Can you walk through what this bootcamp entails and how it bridges the gap between conceptual learning and practical on-the-ground execution?
Yeah. So in the boot camp, firstly, it's a very engaging experience. There's a lot of gamification. We want it to be interactive. So we want people to be intellectually stimulated at the end of the boot camp. A typical boot camp lasts about 3 hours. In those 3 hours, we would want you to really understand what is AI at its core. This entire, shroud of secrecy and mystery around AI gets lifted. That's the first thing. The second thing is we look at the industry that you belong to. You could be a banking client, you could be in FMCG, or could be any media company, for instance. We give you very bespoke understanding of how AI works for your specific industry.
So you're industry agnostic.
We are industry agnostic, and we are bespoke to the industry and the client that we are working with.
Yeah.
And third is we do some really hands-on exercises. We want people to feel that this is not just an intellectual exercise, but it's something that they can do on their own. So it's 3 stages. And at the end of the boot camp, people really walk out, A, feeling energized, B, with a belief in AI strengthened, and C, with this belief that they can now start implementing AI into their work life and into their organizations.
Yeah, with that being said, does ClayboxAI offer any support or advisory models to ensure lasting change within organizations beyond the duration of the bootcamp?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the bootcamp is the beginning of this journey. After the bootcamp, companies can engage with us on developing AI-specific blueprints. So you could say, hey, I want to create an AI blueprint for my entire organization. Or you can say, you know what? This particular department, let's say marketing or sales or finance, let's go a little deeper into this and give me a specific blueprint for this particular department. So we co-create the blueprint with the company. The next step is solutions. You actually have to turn the blueprint into real, tangible solutions. So we work with companies to create solutions. And the last process, very important, is change management. You cannot hope to just implement AI into your organization and believe that people will just accept it. I think they have to be handheld through this entire process. So there's a full process of change management that we take the companies through as well. So bootcamp, blueprint, solution implementation, and change management, all 4.
Yeah, just curious to know how much you charge for this service.
It's bespoke, depends. It depends on the scale of the problem. Depends on where the company is in terms of their AI readiness. It's an evolving scale. Each company is at a very different level of evolution. You could be a ranked beginner, or you could be, midway into your journey. So it really depends from client to client, the scale and their evolution.
Yeah, have you had a lot of feedback from the clients that are under your belt at the moment around, and what sort of feedback have you had? Like any challenges they've encountered that you were able to troubleshoot?
Yeah, so, one of the first boot camps is happening next week. It's on Thursday.
Okay.
We are talking to the 15 CEOs of some very prominent companies in Singapore. We have had a lot of feedback on our website and on Claybot as well. And I think there are three types of things that people are asking.
Yeah.
Number one is, look, as you rightly ask, what is a boot camp? What can I expect in those 3 hours?
Yeah.
Number two is just a boot camp, or can you actually help us implement AI? Number three is the people question. People, companies and leaders really want to know, how do I get my people along with me? As a leader, it's fine for me to believe in the power of AI, but my company, my people have a bit of paranoia about AI. So how do I encounter that? I'll give you some very interesting, data point here.
Yeah.
Just 2 days back, I went to ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT to create a word cloud of the first thing that comes to CNET people's mind when they think of AI.
Yeah.
Guess which word was most dominant?
Which one?
Scary.
Scary.
Yeah, people are scared. People are scared. And we really want to remove the scares factor, right?
Yeah.
So those are the kind of things people are asking us. And we are very excited about this journey and hope that we can play a role in helping people really progress on their AI journey.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned scary being the word that most senior leaders sort of associate AI with, because you are strategically kind of positioned at the intersection of human creativity and machine intelligence. And you want to ensure that one doesn't overpower the other, right? So A, how do you strike that balance? And B, you call yourself the Chief AI Whisperer. What does that title mean to you? It's the first I've ever heard of it.
Yeah, so the Whisperer stands for someone who, A, will help you really understand any technology or anything. It's AI in my case, but it could be something else for somebody else at its really core, and do it in a very safe, intimate, and personal manner. Because everyone's understanding of AI is different. It's unique. Everyone's just belief about AI and how they really relate to it is very different. So you have to talk to everybody in a very personalized manner. So that's why it's whisperer and not a shouter.
Yes.
So,
do you think that makes your product more marketable?
Well, I don't know about marketable, but we do believe that we provide a lot of value to leaders and companies. And we are very excited about this. And we're getting some great feedback. And we really hope that me and my team can make a difference in people's AI journey.
All right, final question before I let you go. What would be the one piece of advice you would give for, let's say, entrepreneurs or business leaders who are listening in, who feel that they are behind the curve or the 8 ball when it comes to AI?
AI is like a leadership muscle.
Yeah.
It's never too late to grow it. Just like you can be any age, you go to the gym and you can build muscles, you can do the same with AI. So don't think that you are too far behind. Nobody is too far behind. It's a new industry. If you're far behind, you're just a little bit behind. And all it takes is a little bit of experimentation, the right mindset, and the right appetite, and maybe some partners like ClayboxAI to get going in this journey.
Nice plug there. Parry Singh is the founder and chief AI whisperer at ClayboxAI. It is a new transformation and advisory firm designed to help business leaders, understand AI, speak its language, embed it deeply, and unlock its full potential across their companies. Parry, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thanks for your time and insights.
Thanks for having me.
All right, stay with Money FM 89.3.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.